friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Megan and today is the next round or round 2 of the game of TBR. If you're not familiar with this, it is my monthly TBR game that I just started in July, so for July, and this will be the August TBR, and I will link up here the first round so that you can catch up on all the rules and how I did, that kind of thing. But I did want to go over last month's TBR. So here is the stack from last month. I had Priory of the Orange Tree, Children of Virtue and Vengeance, Thunderhead, The Right Swipe, Orange, and Spectacle. I did finish Spectacle, Orange, and Thunderhead, and then I'm halfway through the other 3 because I have a bad habit of reading multiple books at one time. So thankfully my TBR game I built is it's only punishable, I guess you could say, once I reach the end, because I'm only allowed to buy a book once I reach the end for how many cars I have filled up, and I can only fill a person in the car once I've completed one of my books from the TBR. So because I completed 3 books, I'll have 3 little pegs in the car, and hopefully I'll have 2 cars filled up by the time September rolls around, because I'm going to continue reading these other 3. Alright, so now on to the August TBR. Let's get started with the first roll. Alright, now on to our first spin of round 2 of the game of TBR. Last time we ended on the marriage space, so we're gonna start there and let's just do our first spin. Alright, it was a 7, so let's move 7 spaces. And we got a yellow. So I'm going to pull a yellow card. And that is least favorite trope. Oh, good. So for the first roll, I rolled a yellow, which was to pick a yellow card or an action card. And I had to choose a book with my least favorite trope. So my personal least favorite trope is actually like, I'm not like other girls, but I don't think that that's a trope that's easy to look up. So my next least favorite trope is a love triangle, and upon researching love triangles in books, I came across The Selection, which is actually a series that's on my TBR for 2020, so that works out great. And I will be picking up the first book of the Selection series by Kiara Cass, and this is pitched as Hunger Games meets The Bachelor, and I love the Hunger Games series, and The Bachelor is my guilty pleasure, so it sounds like it's right up my alley. Alright, spin number 2 is a 5. Alright, and it is to choose a different path. We'll just say that right is to choose a new career and left is to stick with the career we want. Again, if I land on a red space, we are going right. If I land on a left space, we are going, or sorry, if I land on a black space, we are going left. And of course it ended in the middle of those 2. It was a black. Okay, so we're going left and sticking with what we've got. And let's spin again to figure it out. All right, 3 spaces. All right, it is Vicious. And my next roll was a pink, which was to choose a pink card. And in the pink stack is 10 books I'm very excited about and 10 books I'm kind of skeptical about. And I got Vicious. I've actually already read Vicious, so I know exactly how I feel about it, but I want to read Vengeful, and I needed to reread Vicious before I got into Vengeful. Vicious is definitely not my favorite work of V. Schwab's or favorite fantasy. I'm not a huge magical realism person, and this kind of delves into that area, kind of supernatural, kind of magical realism-y. So I'm gonna reread it and then read Vengeful as well, and hopefully finish that series, and then dependent on how I feel about it, maybe on haul. Alright, spin number 3, let's go. That was terrible, but we got 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we landed on a Teal, which is a graphic novel or a manga of choice. Alright, my next spin, I keep saying roll. My next spin, I landed on a Teal, which is to pick a graphic novel or manga of my choice. So because in July I read Orange Book 1, I am now going to read Orange Book 2 for August. It just makes sense, you know? And I love this series so much. I'll talk about more of it in my wrap-up, but I love this manga series. Spin number 4, let's go. We got a 3. 1, 2, 3. Another pink, so another excited or not excited. Let's find out what it is. And it is Black City. Alright. Alright, next I landed on another pink. And I drew Black City by Elizabeth Richards. This is a book that I've been having on my shelf, like contemplating whether I want to unhaul it or not, so I guess now I am encouraging myself to read it in August and hopefully get through it. And yeah, apparently it's a dystopian world in which 2 teenagers fall in love, so it sounds like pretty much every other dystopian. I picked this up from a Goodwill store or thrift store, I think, and I mostly got it because it was blurbed by Kendar Blake, who is the author of the 3 Dark Crown series, so I guess we'll see if I like it or not. Spin number 5. Wow. A 3 again. And that is a green, which means it was a payday and I should save money by reading a library book. So that's what I'm gonna do. Next was to read a book from the library because I landed on a green payday. I'm cheating this one a little bit. I do own the book, but I'm doing the audiobook from my library, and that is Days of Blood and Starlight, which is the sequel to Daughter of Smoke and Bone, the Dosab trilogy, as someone might call it. This is by Laini Taylor, the same author of Strange the Dreamer, and I actually picked up the Daughter of Smoke and Bone first book because Illumicrate was coming out with that exclusive box, and I wanted to read the book before I bought the box so that I wasn't just buying the box for the sake of buying the box. I wanted to know that I was getting a book I actually enjoyed, and I really enjoyed Daughter of Smoke and Bone. Again, I'll talk about it in my July wrap-up. I had a fantastic July month, but I'm dying to pick up the sequel. And the last spin of round number 2 is an 8. Oh, we gotta find out if we're going left or right. We landed on a red, so we're gonna go right. So that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another pink. Oh goodness. Alright, it is A River of Royal Blood. Okay, I can deal with this one. And last but not least, I landed on yet another pink, but this is actually one from the tin I'm very excited for, and that is A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy. And this tells the story of Eva, who is about to experience her name day, and she is a princess with blood magic, and in this world only the strongest can survive and only the strongest can conquer and rule, and she is in a duel with her sister to fight for the throne. So, I mean, we all know I love magic, we all know I love duels, we all know I love royalty. I mean, this is right up my alley, and I've been dying to actually get to this one, so I'm excited that it's finally here. And those are the ones for the actual game of TBR, but I do have 4 others that I want to mention. I'm not going to mention all of the books I would love to read in August because I have so many books I would love to read just in general. But I did want to mention these 4 because they will definitely 100% be read. 3 of them are buddy reads, which is why I know they'll be read, and then the 4th one is just probably the first book I'm going to pick up in August. So here they are. The first one is the non-buddy read. I finished Scythe and Thunderhead in July, and I need to pick up The Toll, so this is probably going to be the first book I read. Then my buddy reads are going to be Circe by Madeline Miller. This is with my friend Gabby. Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo with my friend Megan. And last but not least, I'm participating in the buddy read with Fire Nation Creations Candle Company, and that is Sky in the Deep this month. And that's perfect because I want to read Sky in the Deep. I also want to read The Girl the Sea Came Back, all in August, so that on September 1st, when Fable comes out, I can read it the day it comes out or the day I receive it. So, yeah. So that is my August TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed this next or second round of the game of TBR. Let me know which book I should pick up first, after The Toll, of course, because that's going to be the first book. Very, very highly, yes. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll check in with you in my next one. Bye, friends!